Hey again, this is Steve from the Dusty Boot, and today I'm going to show you how to tie the trucker's hitch. Okay, so a trucker's hitch, there's a couple different ways to accomplish what might be called a trucker's hitch. Basically, the idea of all of them is to really tighten this rope down, to hold something in place or just get it really tight for whatever reason. What I'm going to show you today is one of my favorite ways to do it, and it's basically designed to create a very tight line here that you can use for, I usually use it for a tarp setup. Basically what you do is you anchor one end of your rope to a tree or some other anchor. I just use a bowline down there, whatever knot you want to use to anchor it is fine. You pass your other end around your second anchor. Then you want to come a little ways back down the rope. You don't want to be right up here next to the anchor, and I'll explain why in a second. You'll come a little ways back down your rope and just create a slip knot. If you need a more detailed explanation of a slip knot, we have a short video about that you can check out. But basically you're just going to create a loop, pass a bight through that loop, and you've got your slip knot. Then you're going to take your running end here, pass it through that loop, and then basically you've created a pulley system. And this is why you want it to be a little bit farther away from this anchor, so you have room to really tighten this down with this pulley system and pull it back this way. So you tighten it down as much as you want to. Go ahead and pinch it off right here, and then there's a couple different ways to tie this off. Some people like to tie it off to a tree or to some other object using half hitches or a clove hitch or whatever they like to use. I prefer to tie it off to itself just because I think it's simpler, and then you don't have to rely on there being something else to tie it off to, because sometimes there just isn't. So you go ahead and you can just use an overhand or a half hitch structure here. I would definitely recommend using a quick release. We talked about quick releases in our bowline video if you need a more detailed explanation of that, because this is going to become really hard to untie once it's weighted. So I just pass the running end here under this rope, pull a bight through, and tighten it down, dress it up against the end here, and this creates a lot of friction here. With more slick rope, this can not work so well, but with rope like this, it's got a lot of friction. It works really well. And some people are a little, when I first started using this knot, I was a little nervous about trusting just this little knot here, but it's really sturdy. You can see I can put my entire body weight on this thing, and it's going to stay up. It might come a little bit, as it sits here for a while, it might get a little bit looser, and all you got to do is just tighten it back down and retie it off. Sure it's nice and tight in there. Again, it's not going anywhere. Another nice thing about a trucker's hitch, it's real easy to untie. If you have a quick release, all you got to do is pull that out, pass your running end back through this loop, and then to get this slip knot out, all you got to do is just give a good tug on it back towards this direction. It can get a little tough after a lot of weight's put on it, but just give it a nice tug and it'll pop right out. We're going to show you that one more time. You've got your line across here. Just create a slip knot. Pass your running end through to create that pulley. Tighten it down and then tie it off. And if you are a little nervous about just trusting this one little knot to hold it up, you can, if you want to pull a little more slack through on this bight here in your quick release, you can back it up just by doing that same thing again, just tying another little half hitch there. Basically what that's going to do is it's going to make sure that there's absolutely no way that this line is going to work itself through and somehow come untied. So you can do that if you're a little more nervous about it. But like I said, I've used these things in some pretty nasty windstorms to hang up a tarp, and I've never had my tarp come down on me. So it's a pretty secure knot. There you have the trucker's hitch. It's a good one. I'll practice that one, get to know it. Go ahead and rate and comment, tell us what you think, and subscribe for all kinds of other awesome outdoor videos. So again, I'm Steve for the Dusty Boot. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.